Welcome back to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. It is time for match 2 on day 2 of the 11th edition of the Sultan of Johor Cup. And that sees Pakistan taking on New Zealand. Pakistan, of course, who drew 3-3 with India in their opening match. And New Zealand, who had a victory over the host nation, Malaysia. They had to work hard for it, and the final score was 3-2. So it is a case of now which team will take a victory today, because if New Zealand win, they will be through to the semi-final. Well, we'll take a look at the team lineups now. And first up, the team lineup for Pakistan and the players that I think you need to look out for. Certainly you need to look out for Arbaz wearing the number 2 in defence. When he steps forward for penalty corners, there is trouble. Their captain, Abdul Shahid, is another live wire. Liaquat is a great player as well. Abdul Rahman got stronger as the game went on in the game against India, and Zikriya is also a player that can cause problems. Turning our attention to New Zealand, and again they had a really lively game. Patrick Ward in the middle of the midfield was in outstanding form for them. Sam Lintz was lively. Luke Aldred again was a danger from penalty corners. They're just going to have to see if they can back up what they did yesterday and get another victory. Turning our attention to the umpires for this match, and we have Kuganan Sagaran from Malaysia and Chad Furi from the Republic of South Africa. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing all of the action with you once again. And this should be a cracker, because Pakistan will know that they have to win this game. New Zealand, well, they'll be eyeing a place in the semi-finals and thinking, if we win this, we are in a really strong position. Pakistan just waiting down below for things to get underway and to be called forward so they can walk out onto the field of play. Both these teams, you'd have to say, have struggled again financially. Pakistan were not sure if they were coming until the very last moment, and New Zealand hockey, well, they had to actually crowdfund the Junior Black Sticks to get here. Just like the South Africans had to as well. So if there's any sponsors out there for any of the nations, please step forward. They could do with your help. And of course, this is ideal preparation for the Junior World Cup in December. And these two are in the same pool at that Junior World Cup. And I can also tell you they are ranked 12 and 13th in the new FIH Junior World Rankings. Pakistan have 12th ranking. New Zealand have a ranking of 13th. So there shouldn't be too much to choose between these two teams. Just posing for some photos down below, the two captains. Well, it'll be no doubt a nervous day for, we've seen the South Africans play just before. New Zealand, I wonder if they'll be up tonight at 3 o'clock to watch the All Blacks in action. I'm sure they will be, especially the captain. And I'll tell you more about that in a little while. So the players making their way out onto the turf. Good to see the two goalkeepers having a bit of a chat at the back of the line. I think everyone knows goalkeepers are a little bit different, and there's not quite the rivalry that others expect. There's just a mutual respect for learning the craft. Well, we will now have the national anthems, and the first national anthem will be the national anthem of Pakistan. And now we'll have the national anthem of New Zealand.
National anthem of New Zealand.
And great to see both teams applauding each other's national anthem. Now the two captains will toss the coin. And I mentioned the Rugby World Cup because the captain of New Zealand, Ben Culhane, his father was a part of the team, the All Blacks, in 1995 when it was South Africa returned to the fold and of course had that famous victory. But his dad, Simon, wrote his name into the record books with 45 points against Japan on debut, a record that still stands today, 28 years later. And that loss in that World Cup to New Zealand still stings in the land of the long white cloud. Now, Pakistan in the white shirts today, not their familiar green. New Zealand, I don't think that is actually black. I think it's a dark blue from hearing, but it's got a sort of like nice pinstripe to it. New Zealand played in their black strip yesterday, and I'm not sure that even their team manager could have turned that around and washed it and dried it in less than 24 hours. So final huddle from both teams. New Zealand, as I said, in a really good position to progress through to the semi-finals. Victory today, and that will give them 2 wins from 2 games, and with pools of 4 there are only 3 games, so they would go to 6 points. India and Pakistan having drawn, well, they can get 7, but of course if Pakistan were to lose today, the most they could get would be 4 points. And India, well, they play Malaysia in the final game. Malaysia has lost, so that is why it would be probably India or Malaysia that would join New Zealand in the semi-finals, depending on the result of that game. Well, it will be New Zealand to get us underway. Just waiting for the timekeeper to alert the umpires that we can get things underway. And I mentioned yesterday the heat. It's not so bad today. And there was a little bit of a breeze as we get this game underway. Culhane plays it square to Fraser. Those two, I thought, were very strong at the back yesterday for New Zealand. Aidan Fraser comes from North Harbour. Good pass forward this time to Daniel Tor into the circle, but Pakistan defend well. Pakistan in their game against India, again, they showcased what great skill some of their players have and how world hockey really misses them being at the top of their game amongst the top 10 teams in the world, because some of the things they do is truly magical. And that is why I don't like aerial passes like this. I think the game should be played on the turf, and when you consider how much investment goes into a pitch to lay these turf, you would think they'd want to play on it. Stolen away by Pakistan. Abdul Shahid feeds Abdul Rahman, and Culhane is penalised coming out. I don't know quite what for. Well, seemed to have stepped in the 5 metres, but I didn't think that went in the air. Well, this time it will be New Zealand's ball. It's good defensive play that time coming from Patrick Ward. Ward was in great form last night and was rewarded with the man of the match. Fraser again. Culhane. Deflected across to Aldred. That's a lovely pass again forward to Patrick Ward. Ward looks to fire it across off the keeper's pads. Well, New Zealand appealing for danger. I didn't see really it was close to anybody. It seemed to clear everyone from the angle on which we are. Couldn't see the height of the clearance from the goalkeeper Ali Raza, but he did well. Missed trap on the far side that time from Matthew Wilson. As I said before, a couple of the players talking to them back at the hotel were saying they're finding the ball just kicking off the turf, and it is difficult to trap out there. So if you do see the odd mistrap, don't be so harsh on the players, because apparently the pitch is doing a few strange things. Into the circle come New Zealand again. Across the face of goal, I think it was a touch again from Ali Raza as Tor played the reverse stick across the face of goal. Great driving run down the left-hand side from Zakaria Hyatt. Zakaria is really beginning to grow in stature. Arbaz. Sufyan throws it long. Wilson gets a touch, just takes it over the sideline. Pakistan look to get on. Oh, dear me. The ball boy just letting that one run back on the pitch and breaking things up. It was difficult because he could see the player was going to play on. And so he didn't want to then get a stick in the back of the head. So difficult decision for the ball boys as well. Sufyan feeds it down the line to Atisham. That was a back stick, clearly. Ward plays on quickly and just moves into the midfield. Fraser to Ward and closed down that time, but fouled in the same process by Mataza. Good tackle. Pakistan looking to break forward again. That time it was Abdul Qayyum who decided to leave it behind. It's not Mataza, my apologies, Abdul Shahid. He's dispossessed. Brilliant tackle by Fraser. And a little mistrap that time from Sam Lintz. Sam Lintz, who I believe is a bit of a star in his province. He was in the cricket and the hockey there, and in 2020 won the Peter Gilbert Award for Outstanding Sportsman. Lovely turn in the midfield, but New Zealand trying to give the ball back. Gazamfa playing it square that time and played back by Mataza. Gazamfa again. Sufyan in two minds what to do, goes square. No way past Hickson that time for Pakistan. Sufyan flicks it forward now to Atishan, who brings it down well. Off the stick that time, outstretched stick of Josh Irwin. Sufyan now flicks it out to the other side. That should be New Zealand ball, easily brought down. Didn't quite have the length. Mataza. His tackle was a fair one on Hickson. Shaping to go the reverse stick was Liaquat. Liaquat now pushes it forward into the circle come Pakistan. Little turn from Abdul Qayyum. It gets it across to the top of the circle. And a penalty corner. It is Ward who is penalised. So first penalty corner of the match goes the way of Pakistan. And just trying to glance down and see if the big man is out there, and he sure is. That is Arbaz. And Arbaz, the man from Gujarat, but lives in Islamabad, is pretty lethal from a penalty corner. He showed that yesterday in the game against India. And he's going to get the first chance today to let New Zealand see what he is capable of. He lines up at the first battery. Sufyan at the second. It goes to Arbaz. Low down, and it goes under the postman and into the goal. Kulhane tried to keep it out, but Pakistan take the lead, and it is Arbaz again with his third goal of the tournament. And the perfect start for Pakistan. So much hope on this young side. The senior side having not made the medal matches at the Asian Games for the first time ever, not qualified for the last Olympics or the last World Cup. And so there's a lot of hope on this generation of players that they can move ahead and start the regeneration of Pakistan hockey. Abdul Hanan Shahid, who is the captain, he's been very open and very vocal actually, saying how big a blow not contesting the World Cup and the Olympics has been to the sport in Pakistan. So if they can not only put on a good show here, but also at the Junior World Cup in Kuala Lumpur in December, it may just change the mood back home. It's a long corner to New Zealand. Ryan Parr will be the man to take it. Went back. Koslet. And the side it goes. That'll be easy pickings for Pakistan, although it just caught the foot. So they've actually, Liaquat has really given New Zealand a second chance here on this attack. Well, Aldred was moving, never really got it under control as he brought it down, and that's why Pakistan were allowed to play on. Good break now from Abdul Shahid. Looking to play it to the Abdul Rahman, but it was good defensive play by New Zealand, just getting back and deflecting it over the baseline, so it never reached Abdul Rahim. Pakistan trying to find a way along the baseline. They've got another free hit, so Shahid has done well. It wasn't Shahid, actually, he's in the circle. It was Abdul Rahman. He wasn't wearing the orange hand guard yesterday that he is today, and that's what threw me. Arbaz, mistrapped by him. This could be New Zealand's ball. In fact, it is. It's pounced on really quickly by Aiden Backs. Backs into the circle. Backs over the crossbar. Well, he got a good connection, but just too much height, and Arbaz gets a high five from Ali Raza for the work he did getting back, but he said, I need a breather now, I think, hasn't he? I thought he was signaling that he wanted to come off, but still staying out there at the moment, but he has pulled wide onto the side, and he's not, oh, he did get back and keep that one in play. Nice turn again from Gazamfar, who's getting plenty of possession in this first quarter. Mataza plays it out wide. Sufyan. There's two New Zealand players, Cullen. Culhane rather, was the man who brought it down, has the free hit now. Comes wide to Ward, back to Wilson. Fraser. Culhane. Wilson looks to run on to that pass. Well, that was a stick check, I thought, and Shahid doesn't agree with the umpire or me. He felt that he played it onto the foot, but I thought it was stick, then ball. The South African referee agreeing with me, or umpire rather. So just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Pakistan leading by 1-0. Of course, if they get a win, I talked about New Zealand getting a win, they would go top of their pool. Pool B. And if India managed to beat Malaysia, then they would join them. So there's certainly plenty of permutations already in this tournament. These two teams playing their second game. Teams in Pool A have only all played one. But saying that, they do get a few days off after the next round of matches. Gazamfa goes back again into the defensive line to Liaquat. Liaquat comes wide to Atishan. Plenty of power behind that pass from Murtaza. Skipping through that tackle. And it's deflected out. It'll be a long corner. Abdul Shahid again, top of the circle, trying to play in his teammates. Some may have felt he should have had a go himself from that position. That's going to go out of play. You could just see backing Gazamfa, and eventually realised he was stepping off the pitch. Good work again by Ward in the midfield. Wilson cuts in from the left-hand side, then tried to play it down the line, but it was well read by Pakistan, just sitting in that channel. Khoslet plays it forward again. Gazamfa steals it, but it's back. New Zealand got it back. Appealing for a foul was Nelson, not given, so now Pakistan get the chance to mount another attack. Thrown in the air, but way over the head of the jumping Wajid. Culhane. Khoslet. It's back to Khoslet again. Thrown forward by Wilson. Good run from the right-hand side, but again, just the weight and numbers of Pakistan on that route into the circle. Sees them able to steal possession back, and now they come on the attack themselves. Shielding the ball, I think, is the decision. Basharat penalised. Khoslet again. Just cutting infield is Muggleston. Culhane, that's a great pass. Unfortunately, wasn't the cleanest of traps that New Zealand needed at that point in time. It was a good ball forward, though, picking out Daniel Tor. Into almost the final minute. Liaquat thought about going to the air, and then decides to keep possession. I think a little shout telling him that there wasn't long left. Atisham is wide here. He will get the ball. Atisham again. He's another one of the young guns. Lovely little swerve from him. Passionate about his hockey and wants to see Pakistan get back where they were. Now that Pakistan were going to go into the FIH Pro League, there's some of the players feel that they should have done. They pulled out just before the first game due to a lack of funds, but they feel that the players would have benefited as New Zealand come forward. New Zealand, of course, have just withdrawn from the Pro League themselves, again due to cost. And breaking forward, but the hooter goes for the end of the first quarter. And the Black Sticks jog over to their bench for the words from their coach as Pakistan walk over towards Roland Altmans. So the score at the end of the first quarter is Pakistan 1, New Zealand 0. Team talks breaking up, the players making their way back out onto the turf. Aaron Ford, the coach of New Zealand, involved with the Canterbury side and especially their under-21s. Had to get into coaching a little bit earlier than probably anticipated after 3 ACL operations. Ryan Parr plays it back. Culhane, a mistrap from him. He's going to have to hurry because looking to close him down now is Shahid, his opposite captain. Short pass to Fraser. Fraser, that was pinpoint accuracy to find Ward, but Ward just lost it over the side. Sufyan, full stretch again from Culhane, helped out by Fraser. Back to Ward. They get a second chance, all three of them. Ward again. Oh, lovely play to get past Atisham. Equally good pass into the circle, but good defensive play coming that time from Liaquat. It's a long corner. Well, I thought that was a foot, and eventually the whistle does go. I think the umpire's just conferring. Fraser was not happy that wasn't given a little bit earlier. Culhane. To Fraser again. Read well once more by Pakistan. Help forward by Shahid. Abdul Rahman has Shahid arriving top of the circle. The captain is there. He's forced wide and then takes an air swing and slaps his shin pad with his stick in frustration. It was a good ball back by Abdul Rahman, who plays for the WAPDA club. Well, that is a clear stick tackle that time from Gazanfa. Abdul Rahman coming through the back that time. Parr takes it quickly back to his captain, Culhane. Culhane lifts it into the circle, but that's too much on it. Pakistan, understandably, taking their time. Played short to Murtaza. Atisham was wide. Sufyan goes back to the defensive line. Arbaz to Sufyan. New Zealand not being drawn forward at the moment. And that was well intercepted. Chance to break forward, the ball with Parr. Goes the short route. It's come out across the face of goal, should be. And backstick is the call from the shot coming in from Sam Lintz. But it was really good play to lay it off to Lintz and create that opportunity. Abdul Rahman denied by a brilliant tackle by Fraser. I was just about to say it was Jonty Elms, I think, who set up Lintz. Down the left-hand side now is Josh Irwin. Irwin lost possession and then is penalised trying to get it back. Sufyan back to Arbaz again. Pakistan quite happy to just knock the ball around and let New Zealand sit back. Arbaz, short pass in the end, goes to Mataza. He pushes wide to Sufyan. Well, yep, there was a hand in the back as he was making that challenge from Jonty Elms. The minute that happens, it makes it easy for the umpire. Good anticipation again defensively, but Pakistan come up with the ball again across the face of goal. Good save initially, penalty corner though. Well, Luke Elms with a sharp save initially. But it is another penalty corner for Pakistan. Their second, they scored from the first. And again, it gives me a chance to just acknowledge some of our sponsors. Project Innovations, an independent consultancy providing project management services covering all stages of a construction project from its inception through construction to completion. That is Project Innovations Pte Limited. Arbaz again at the first battery. Sufyan again at the second. Goes to Arbaz. And it's a good save from Elms this time. Back to Arbaz, and that was a wild swing. Well, I have to say that Wilson was lucky that only hit his stick. I think Wilson just walking towards us down below is probably thinking the same thing because he just looked very pensive then. New Zealand again trying to recycle it round the defensive line. Arbaz getting in a pickle there. Will be a free hit, won by Josh Irwin. New Zealand par. Then it was just again Abdul Rahman coming back, causing problems as they were attacking. Forced laterally across the pitch was Ghazanfar, has to go back to Atisham. Sufyan feeds it to Arbaz, and that is long, and it's brought down by Abdul Rahman. Into the circle it goes. New Zealand will clean up again. Good work from Fraser. Par. Aldred. Down the line he goes, kept in play by the captain. Culhane goes across the field of play. Good block by Atisham right at the top of the circle. That was hit with some pace. Atisham reverse stick, just blocked it, no problem. Played forward that time again by Learcat. Free hit gone against Par. Ghazanfar, Sufyan, back to Ghazanfar. Zamfar now, just inside his own half. He's back to Liaquat again. Short pass to Mataza. And miscontrolled on the far side is Abdul Rahman. Par, that little bit of space for him now. Looks to feed it forward, slipping, but kept the ball. And a nice shimmy, top of the circle, played forward off the pads of the keeper. Pakistan had players there. Rather dramatic stumble to the ground. Nelson, the man who fell. Atisham will bring that one safely down. Plays it down the line. Good ball by him, managing to pick out Ashraf. Zamfar over the ball now, plays it wide, Atisham. Sufyan. Again, down it goes the left-hand side. Liaquat feeding it there. New Zealand should claim that. They do indeed. It's Parr who gets it forward that time into the path of Aiden Bax. Bax, though, under huge pressure and manages to come up with the ball for New Zealand. Did very, very well. The man from Tauranga Boys College. There he is again now on the left-hand side, but he's turned it over, and Pakistan look to play it straight down the middle. Abdul Rahman comes all the way back to halfway. He's going to be relieved, and Abu Zar comes on. Just over 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Pakistan still leading by 1-0. Had plenty of possession in this second quarter, but really most of it has been in their own final, well, I suppose just inside their half. New Zealand have tried to steal it and tried to attack at pace, but Pakistan's defence has been good. Atisham. Atisham again, created a bit of space, played the ball infield. It was a good pass finding Wajid, but he played a pass to nobody in particular. Ryan Parr again. Fraser. Oh, it's gone through, but in the end just cleaned up at the back. Atisham was there. Once more, solid as a rock at the back for Pakistan. Zamfar, good turn from him. Sufyan just drops it into the path of Atisham. Atisham again. Thought about going to the air, just in the end thought better of it. I mentioned these two in the same pool come the Junior World Cup. Along with them are Belgium and the Netherlands, so it'll be a really tight pool to get out of. Quality in it is very, very high. And that's what you want at a World Cup, though, isn't it? The best teams. Then you know you've achieved it if you go all the way. Culhane. Back to Fraser. Comes wide then. Muggleston down the line. Played on quickly by Shahid. Zamfar now feeds it forward into the path of Ahmad. Ahmad cuts infield. 3 Kiwi players or New Zealand players there and couldn't get past them. Junior Blacksticks looking for a goal before the halftime break. Numbers coming forward for them. Ward feeds it wide now. Irwin into the circle. Pakistan, though, players there, and they look to counter-attack quickly. Fraser beaten by a good bit of skill from Ashraf. Ashraf feeds it wide now. Basharat into the circle, and well, it's gone out of play, much to the frustration of Abdul Shahid, the captain. We've got just under 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Can New Zealand find an equaliser before the break? Can they even force a penalty corner? Fraser. Muggleston was wide and making a little run up the left-hand side. Parr. Culhane just took his eye off it, or maybe it was just the gremlins in this pitch at the moment. Fraser decides to throw it long. Pushed into the path of Abuzar, who plays it back to Arbaz. Comes wide now to Hamza. Arbaz gets it back. Gazamfa, plenty of space there, just in that pocket ahead of the defence. Again, Pakistan quite happy to just knock it around and hope that New Zealand might commit, which eventually happened there with Aiden Backs. Arbaz. Well, Parr coming in and really just impeded Abuzar. Arbaz, we're into the final minute now. I'm sure he was tempted to throw it long, but there was nobody actually in the circle for Pakistan. Sufyan is going to try and do the same, and that's a penalty corner. Well, New Zealand, I think, feeling a little hard done by there. The big interesting point there would be whether Muggleston made a move towards the player. Certainly one of the New Zealand players moved away as the player was receiving it. So certainly that was, I think, the player that was retreating was Josh Irwin. I thought Muggleston stood pretty stationary and then moved away, but it's not going to change the fact that the penalty corner has been awarded. New Zealand feel a little bit hard done by, and they need to make sure they keep this one out, because 1-0 at half-time is going to be much easier for the coach to talk about a fight back than 2-0 as Arbaz waits. Sufyan at the second battery. They go to Arbaz again, saved on the line, and the shot, the rebound goes in, and it's Basharat, I think, who scored it. So Pakistan do get their second. Basharat is the man who was first to the rebound, and so he now gives Pakistan that 2-goal cushion heading into half-time. And I'm sure Aaron Ford will be really disappointed that his team, after the initial save, didn't manage to clear their lines. There are 21 seconds left in this half. And New Zealand are bound to be thinking, how did we let that one go in? Fraser throws it high and long. And the decision, New Zealand now complaining. Hickson feeling that he brought the ball down and the Pakistan player was standing behind him and didn't retreat the 5 metres. These are where the talking points come in the game, and that aerial pass is one. His conversation is still continuing between the captain, Culhane, and Chad Furi, the umpire that gave the penalty corner. Culhane doesn't agree. The umpire says, I made my decision, that is it. And the result of that is a second goal to Pakistan, and that means that at half-time it is Pakistan 2, New Zealand 0. Welcome back to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. I can see Pakistan just emerging down below us, ready to get the second half underway. And it looks to me as if New Zealand are going to be switching their goalkeepers because they've just been warming them up pretty vigorously. Pakistan leading by 1-0 in this match at the moment. New Zealand still with a chance to come back. It almost feels as if Pakistan feel one goal is, oh, well, they got two now. What am I talking about? They got a second one, didn't they, just before the half-time break. But they will felt even at 1-0 that the game was pretty secure, and I think they're going to do more of the same. Just sit deep, try and draw New Zealand forward, and then catch them on the counter-attack. So New Zealand are going to need to get a goal, you feel, early, and they're going to need to take the opportunities that come their way. They will be few and far between, but they must make sure that they're clinical. No penalty corners as yet in this match for New Zealand. And they look pretty good from the penalty corner routines last night. So I'm sure they will be hoping that they can force one at some stage in this second half. Into the final minute before the second half gets underway, and Junior Blacksticks appear down below us. Sure, they were absolutely fuming with the decision that resulted in that second goal. It's the old thing, isn't it? You can't take your eye off the ball at all with just seconds to go. Suddenly emerging from the bench is Abdul Rahman, who will get the second half underway. Puts on his fluorescent orange glove. It seems to be the glove of choice. Sure Michael Jackson would approve. Ball play back by Pakistan. Goes straight back to Mataza. And picked up there by Patrick Ward. Ward trying to create something straight away for New Zealand. Just dropped back. That was a little bit short, that pass from Hickson. And now Abdul Rahman looks to go on the attack. Got away from Culhane, and now it's Gazamfa. Abdul Rahman goes on the inside and then down the outside. Gets the ball there, hits the foot, free hit Pakistan. Well, he was trying to almost get Culhane a green card there. Culhane didn't play the ball. Don't like to see that in any sport where a player tries to get an opposition player carded. And that's gone too far, and it will be a 16 for Pakistan. Sufyan jogs back. Arbaz is wide on the left-hand side should he choose it to use him, which he does. And it's a flick of the wrists and jumping. Well, we saw a similar play earlier in the match, and it was played or blown the other way around. Well, the New Zealand player jumped up ahead of the Pakistan player who was waiting behind, and he got penalised. This time it was deemed okay. Mataza again to Arbaz. Well, that was quite amusing. Arbaz played that sort of swoosh as if he was going to do something. Lintz, who was in front of him, did not move an inch, as if to say, you didn't fool me, pal. Lovely turn from Abdul Rahman. A couple of times touching the stick, that time by Ryan Parr, but he won the ball eventually, and that was clever play with not much on going forward to just find the foot. So now Fraser at the back for New Zealand. Culhane on the angle. Wilson. Back to Culhane again. Ward. Culhane again. And Fraser, a little mistrap as the ball bobbled in front of him. Brought down again by Ward. And a unfortunately a rather heavy touch. I'm just going to ask a question with Patrick Ward, because I'm just wondering whether him and his brothers, Jordan and Finn, are the first set of 3 brothers to all grace the Sultan of Johor Cup. Jordan played in 2018 and 2019 for New Zealand, and also brother Finn played in 2019. And now we have the youngest of the 3, Patrick, playing here in 2023. I'm just trying to think if there have been any other families where 3 brothers have graced this tournament. I don't think in my memory, and I've been at 6 of the 11, I can't remember it happening before. Pakistan, well, that was belted with power across the field of play. Learcat, though, it was not going to find a teammate, and it just basically skipped off the turf. If anyone can think of any other brothers, I know we've had the Wotherspoon brothers from Australia, 2 of them. We've got the Adamsons currently playing. There's a lot of 2 brothers have graced this tournament, but 3? I'm not sure. As I said in the old days, answers on a postcard. Good play coming out of defence that time. That was good to see from Coslet. Although again, New Zealand cough up possession just around the circle. Zamfar wins a free hit, and they'll slow the pace down. Arbaz brings it down. Put under pressure that time by Nelson. That was a good jump from Ward. I mean, I wonder if he plays tennis, because it was almost a brilliant tennis shot. Thrown long again by Mataza, but unfortunately, as it was brought down, just didn't control it. Hit the foot that time of Abdul Qayyum. Coslet now for New Zealand. We're into the final 10 minutes of this third quarter. 5 minutes elapsed. Desperation. And Daniel Tor, I think, just being spoken to, that as he was falling and swinging the stick, could have been deemed dangerous or could have resulted in a painful injury. Pakistan again coming forward. Zakaria. Oh, lovely skills, but off the field of play. Again, we've seen that happen twice in this game. That time Basharat just stepping off the baseline and not maybe quite aware as to how close he was to it. So Fraser. On the attack, and the ball looking for the return pass to Coslet was a long way off target. Pakistan have it now, breaking forward, caught the heels. So a little bit of relief for New Zealand. Trying to turn is Irwin. Got the pass away. Looking up as he makes the run forward. Forced across the field of play and then stolen off him. That was Jonty Elms. It looked promising, but again, it was just pinched away at a vital stage. Atisham. And you have to say, just the passing of Pakistan at the moment has probably been the difference between the two teams, as it comes wide now to Hamza. Short pass infield, it goes to Shahid. Back to Hamza. Hamza slips. New Zealand look to play on. Culhane looking to feed it to Lintz. Diving to put it over the side with Zakaria. Culhane tries to give the option to switch play. It comes back now to Matthew Wilson. Culhane pushing up. And again, a misdirected pass sees possession back with Pakistan. Presuming that that must be an advantage play. And it will be a card to the Pakistan player. And there is space down the left-hand side. Culhane, well, he got past two of them. Good pass, and it's, well, it's a penalty corner. Off the foot, says the umpire. So first penalty corner now for New Zealand, and a great chance for them to pull a goal back. And if they can, well, we may be in for a really exciting finish in this match. Last night they looked very promising from penalty corners, and we saw goals from Aldred and Kosselet in that game, and they'll be hoping that they can convert this time around. So Aldred looks to me at the he's at the first battery, yep. And it's off the pads and cleared. So a really good save that time from Ali Raza. Ali Raza has been pretty solid for Pakistan. Plays for Mari Petroleum Company Limited in Pakistan. Plenty of cheering for New Zealand. Backs edging towards the circle. Wins a free hit, must go the 5 meters, of course, it does. Back to Fraser again, he'll square it to Culhane. Culhane, short pass in turn to Parr. Back out onto the left-hand side. Into the shins that time from Muggleston. Culhane again. Thought about going the direct route. In the end, comes wide. Good pass to the baseline and off the pads again, Ali Raza. Well, that was a great save. It was unfortunate for New Zealand. It was a really good build-up. I think it was Gus Nelson had the final shot. No, it wasn't actually. I think it may have been Daniel Torr who played the ball into the pads. But it was a really good build-up. The minute the ball was played out to Luke Aldred, and then he played it to the baseline. New Zealand looked to have got in around the back of Pakistan. And that one not brought out under control. Ahmad gets it for Pakistan. Spins one way, then the other, but then lost control, and so it's picked up again by Hickson. And then Ahmad penalised. Short pass again to Ryan Parr. And that one goes over the baseline. Pakistan maybe just feeling now that they might need a third, just to be assured of victory. Jonty Elms. Good ball by him infield. Looking to play the return pass. It's going to find Elms. Elms along the baseline. They're going to pull it back. It goes over. It'll be a penalty corner. It's a good interplay between Lintz and Elms. And New Zealand get their second penalty corner. So penalty corner number 2 for New Zealand. Just over 3.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Making his way to the baseline to inject will be Aidan Fraser. Aldred waits at the first battery. Can he find a way this time past Ali Raza? Or will they use Scott Kosselet, who's at the second battery. They go to Aldred again. It's a good trap. It's off the first runner. And a long corner has been given, although, hang on. I thought the umpires were going to confer. I think they did, and a long corner is the call. So Parr comes forward, takes it, goes wide. Koslet was on his heels a little bit there, and he's been caught. Well, now it's 3-on-1. Abdul Rahim, great defence by Fraser, and Koslet comes back and puts it over the side, but what a defensive run from Fraser. Hayden Fraser, the man who went to King's College, coming back and making a wonderful save. Arbaz. Atasham. Again, it's good work by Shahid. Mataza now. Atasham tried to go down the flank, nothing on there, so kept possession for his side. Arbaz wide again. Pakistan just moving the ball almost at will at the moment. So that is going to be a New Zealand ball from the side. It just went out of play. Well, will Pakistan rue that opportunity that Fraser denied them? New Zealand, you feel, though, have got to score first. Once they get one, I think their tails might just perk up a little bit. Wilson wins a free hit inside the 23. Not a lot on. He's taking it back outside and goes back to Fraser. Aldred finds Koslet. Koslet pushes it forward. That was good work being done that time by Hickson. He was under pressure across the face of goal. Arbaz is there trying to weave his way out of the circle, and then he manages to find a foot. Well, Hickson led well and was really strong with a Pakistan player really on top of him. Pushed by Abuzar forward. Great run again by Pakistan into the circle across the face of goal. Good save from Ganley. Hayden Ganley hasn't had too much to do, but when called into action then was up to the task. Whoa! Well, Arbaz, I would think that should be a penalty corner to me. He just went straight through Gus Nelson. He's gone down hurt, but to me that was a careless challenge on Nelson. Well, Arbaz has remained down. Nelson is back up. Arbaz slowly getting to his feet. At the moment it's going to be New Zealand ball from the side, but that to me was a very clumsy challenge. And I think Pakistan a little bit lucky that this is a ball from the side. Lovely little weaving move again from Aldred, but the pressure, and then just to add to Arbaz's woes, he just collided with his teammate Mataza. Culhane, good pass by him. Oh, a lovely turn into the circle. Can it? Well, unfortunately Wilson made the beautiful turn and then just tried another little movement and lost the ball. It ran away from him, and Pakistan said thank you very much, cleaned up at the back and thrown forward by Arbaz. And it almost found its mark with the run of Ashraf. But the hooter goes, and that is the end of the third quarter. No goals added, plenty more opportunities for New Zealand, but they didn't manage to convert. So at the final break, it is still Pakistan 2, New Zealand 0. Well, both sets of players now making their way out for the final quarter in this second match here at the 11th edition of the Sultan of Johor Cup for both these teams. A win to Pakistan will see them go top of their pool with 1 draw and 1 win. New Zealand will be sitting second. They are in Pool B. And of course the next match is India against Malaysia. And Malaysia will need to get a win to stay in touch with everybody else, but India, if they see Pakistan get a victory here, they will be wanting one as well. Only the top 2 go through to the semi-finals. And with only 4 teams in a pool, that means that every game is vital. And this is the perfect warm-up tournament for the Junior World Cup. And that's why so many teams wanted to be a part of it this time around. It is without doubt the premier under-21 tournament in Asia and arguably the world. Wilson back to Culhane. Can they find a way through this Pakistan defence? Fraser pushes it forward. Nice turn that time from Irwin. Irwin going down the side of the pitch, then basically reached a point of no return and had to come back. Wilson again. Culhane. A misdirected pass by the captain, thrown to the air and brought down this time by Abdul Rahman. And Culhane did well to break up that attack, or he was clean through, although to be fair, Wilson was covering behind Culhane. Nice turn, top of the circle again, but no free hit given to New Zealand, much to Aidan Bax's frustration. Gazamfa feeds it forward now for Shahid. Shahid looks to take on Fraser, gets a free hit just outside the circle, and that's going to be a penalty corner. That was silly. Aldred moving in, I think, a little bit too soon. And Culhane moves across to have a chat. So they've stopped the clock. I think Culhane may be saying that free hit was taken, so the player then can move into that space. I don't think we're going to see the decision changed, however. So it is still a penalty corner, but fair play to the umpire who listened to his issue. Kuganan Segaran from Malaysia. And the penalty corner will go ahead, and Arbaz again waits at the top of the circle. He's at the first battery, Sufyan at the second. Danger, they go to Sufyan this time. Oh! He beats Scanley at his left-hand post. And that is now 3-0 to Pakistan. And you feel that it is a real mountain now for New Zealand. 3 penalty corners to Pakistan converted. And that is why they have a 3-0 lead. They've only had 4 penalty corners in the game, and they've converted 3 of those 4. Well, Sufyan firing that one home. The man who plays alongside Arbaz at the back, almost saying, well, if you can do it, so too can I. And it's a misdirected pass again from New Zealand, just going over the side as the run had come from Sam Lintz, but the ball went behind him. Now, to be fair to the young Blacksticks, they haven't had that much hockey together. A fairly inexperienced group, but we have seen that there is talent there. Also, we've seen this talent in Pakistan again, a wealth of it. Shahid, the captain, just giving a little showcase there. New Zealand should get that. Oh, and they wanted to play on, but that was why the frustration. Gus Nelson couldn't believe the whistle had gone as he had a clear run towards the circle. Fraser to Wilson. Short pass to Parr, back to Wilson again. Fraser steps forward. That's going to be too long. So again, Pakistan just stroll back now, eat up valuable seconds, although I don't think the seconds are going to matter at the moment at 3-0. Well, there's still 11 minutes left, so plenty of time for New Zealand, but they need to get a goal quickly to have any hope of finding a further two. And for Pakistan, goals actually could become important because it could determine whether you finish first or second, and depending on what their mindset is, whether they play Germany or possibly Australia, if those are the two teams that are going to make it through at the top of Pool A. Although we shouldn't discount Great Britain either, because again, they have a great record in this tournament. And I was talking to John Bleeby, their coach, this morning, who said he felt that, yeah, they made mistakes, but they know they can do better. And he did use the analogy from the FIFA World Cup, saying how obviously a lot of his team support football teams in England, and Scotland, I should mention. But he said how in the World Cup, Argentina lost their opening game and went on to win it, so why can't we? A little bit of space now for Abdul Qayyum. Gazamfar sets off again, chased all the way by Wilson. And then Fraser steps out. Mataza to Sufyan. Sufyan in a foot race there with Bax. So we're into the final 10 minutes now. Pakistan ball inside the 23, flicked across the field of play, and that went straight into the body of Zakaria. New Zealand play on quickly. Good ball forward this time, picking out Gus Nelson. Nelson goes infield, plays it into Ward, who has been kept fairly quiet tonight by Pakistan. I think they probably saw what he did last night and were very wary. Unfortunately, a little bobble again. Saw that go over the stick of Matthew Wilson and over the side, so Pakistan ball on halfway. Mataza plays it out to the right-hand side. Arbaz. In the end, it wasn't able to be brought under control. New Zealand throw it forward. Ward will get that under control, though. And it's a good tackle. Well, Sufyan is actually going to be penalised, I think, for it. So the free hit just outside the 23-metre line. Ball played back this time to Koslet. Culhane. Culhane dispossessed again, and the ball just catching his foot. It's interesting how Pakistan are just sort of sweeping across and then committing pretty much as the New Zealand player receives the ball. Those signs around the pitch very bright. And when they switch, it really changes. Good tackle that time, edge of the circle. That was good coming from Culhane, although he's been penalised, but he held up the attack. And this time the decision goes against Abuzar. Wilson. Wow. Oh dear, that's trouble. Culhane had to hurry. Did really well just to take that away from Ashraf. Wilson played him in a bit short. Wilson then has now lifted it. But taken from the wrong spot that time by Sufyan. Liaquat happy to go back. Arbaz back to Liaquat again. Mataza first times it. That should be New Zealand's ball. Wilson read it well. Infield to Fraser. Parr now. Feeding it forward, well received that time. And a good turn into the circle from Bax. Still alive for New Zealand. Look at a fire it across the face of goal. And it's penalty corner. It was good work again inside the circle from Daniel Tor. So New Zealand with their third penalty corner. Is this where they break their drought? Still 6 minutes left, so if they get one now, just wonder whether they could find a second. Once again, just like to thank our sponsors, Ong & Ong, Design Management and Engineering. The 360-degree solution is at Ong & Ong. So Aldred at the first battery. I think it's Coslet at the second. And it's been, well, deliberately, I think, left behind. Goes across the face of goal. New Zealand can't get the shot in. They will this. Oh, lovely touch just to take that out of the circle. And that's caught the shins, but it was a good bit of play inside the circle from Ahmad. So, one of the Pakistan players picking up a card. Looks to me as if that is Hamza who's gone off. So New Zealand go back to Culhane again. He plays it square to Luke Aldred. Tries to slide it into the circle. Pakistan again had numbers there. Oh, what a well-weighted reverse stick pass. It's 3-on-1. Shahid, great tackle again coming in from Luke Aldred. He came back, appeals to the umpire that it wasn't stick. It looked all stick to me. Brilliant tackle by Luke Aldred. Aldred, who plays for the East Coast Bays. Well, I'm sure they would have been cheering that tackle. They're probably used to him making tackles like that. Into the circle, slipping as he tried to get that under control. Hickson. Well, that's frustrating. He made a good lead and he got to the ball, but then just slipped as he was about to try and turn. Pakistan throw it high again. New Zealand bring it down. Parr's got acres of space in the midfield. Advances, slips it wide now to Hickson. Hickson gets past one, can't get past the second, comes back and, well, Sufyan was the one who fell and Hickson's going to get a card. He's got a yellow for that. Well, should I say that Sufyan maybe played for that? So anyway, New Zealand down to 10. So It's a free hit to New Zealand just outside the circle. Just under 4 minutes remaining. Can they find a goal from somewhere? Jonty Elms trying to turn and find a way into the circle. Here they come. They've got in there, but again the control lost as they enter the circle. And look at the space. Oh, Hamza left the ball behind. And he cannot believe he had a clear run at goal, the Customs player. And he missed it. Missed the ball completely. Elms again is there. Pakistan, again, they just seem to see the players and the line, and they play this pass. Beautiful to Shahid, who slipped it off to Ghazanfar. Ghazanfar again being pursued all the time by backs. And just lost that time in the midfield by Zikria. So New Zealand have the ball. It's going to break kindly for them, top of the circle. It may well be a goal. It is indeed. Well crafted in the end by New Zealand. And probably you'd have to say what they deserved. So power was involved. Eventually fired home by Gus Nelson. But also a really good touch from Sam Lintz. So Nelson gets his first goal of the tournament. And good teamwork around the circle by New Zealand. So Pakistan just waiting for the whistle. There goes the whistle. And they look to go on the attack straight away. Ghazanfar looking to take on Aldred. Aldred does well, forces him to go backwards, although he's managed to squeeze the pass through to Shahid. Good defence again, though, by New Zealand. Culhane feeds it wide to Tor. Tor down the line. Great, pass was going to be good. Unfortunately, though, Aiden Bax couldn't get it on his stick, so it'll be a free out to Pakistan. New Zealand got a second. It would have given us a really exciting final minute. Mataza. Should be New Zealand ball. And the free hit awarded in favour of Scott Coslet. Bursting forward now is Irwin. Irwin looking for the run of Elms. Elms turns and should be awarded the free hit. The Pakistan player's not got out of the way. Elms into the circle. Oh, it's fallen kindly now. Oh, you just wonder again. Backs not trying to be selfish, tried to feed it forward. And I just think if he'd have had a shot, it might have been better off. And that just had too much on it from Culhane. So Pakistan again taking their time now as the ball comes on the field of play. We're into the final minute. They know they've got victory. It's assured, and they will go top of their pool after this game. But we'll have to watch the next game to see if they stay there overnight. That is Pool B, of course. Pakistan and New Zealand, neither of these teams have ever won the Sultan of Johor Cup. And every team that has won it is playing in this tournament this year. Good work again inside the circle. Well, that'll be a penalty corner, deliberately played over the baseline by Pakistan. And although they're going to win, if New Zealand get one here, again, psychologically, a good thing for the Junior Black Sticks. There's only going to be 22 seconds left on the clock. So just one defender back. They've pulled the goalkeeper. Of course, the no longer kicking fullback, so Culhane is the sole man, the captain. There's a shift Ward goes to the first battery. They set it up. Aldred, they've got it! Well, a really good finish. The clock stops, of course, for the goal. And New Zealand come running back. It was a good finish. And I think it's Matthew Wilson who scored it. So 3-2 now to Pakistan. A really, really well worked penalty corner routine. Maybe just a little bit too late in the game for New Zealand to salvage anything. Shahid, the captain, over the ball. I'm sure he'll just throw it long. And the New Zealand players trying to say, look, if he does, we're close enough, it could be danger. Mataza plays it wide. It is thrown long now. Coming across and stolen by Shahid, but he knew that that was an infringement and it will kill time. So deliberate infringement to run the clock down. And Pakistan come away with the 3 points, but New Zealand came back well in that match and showed that this is a team with plenty of talent and plenty of spirit. Pakistan, though, a little bit too polished, you'd have to say. And that is why the final score reads Pakistan 3, New Zealand 2.